Grimm
All right.
stories.
I started the stream, by the way, but okay, so that's
Oh
where
shit.
it's situated. That's where it's gonna
Okay, so
be.
that's
Like,
where
Shit.
it's
that's where it's
situated.
taking place.
One of the arcs, yeah. Because I've always loved using the summer and winter courts.
Okay,
The two
yeah.
winter courts of the Fae have always interested me.
Yeah. All right, I get what you're saying. Although, I mean, it's a bit too like Disney fantasy kind of thing, you know? As far as I'm concerned, like, where's the fucking dragons, bro? Like, where's the
Oh,
darkness
they're
and the
in there.
dragons and the shit? Moni, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
They're in there.
Okay.
There's actually the concept that I have for the dwarves is that they live in the mountain ranges that had a large population of dragons that they've basically not exactly hunted to extinction, but
Okay.
they took out one of the biggest nests and turned that into their city. And
Okay.
the dragons still are constantly at odds with the dwarves.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
And that's on the material plane, like the regular
yeah.
world.
Why don't you do a Warhammer 40k tabletop without like models and miniatures? Just do like a normal Warhammer 40k tabletop with dice, the way that you would do D&D. Is that even possible? Like, would the rules be transferable in that way?
There is a rule setting for it. It's I believe it's called Death Watch, and the premise of it is the Death Watch is a specific detachment of the Space Marines where individual Marines from the various chapters go to kind of redeem themselves.
Okay.
They're suspected of having committed heresy, and they're given basically two options: either take a bullet in the head or go to the Death Watch. And
Okay.
basically, the chapter doesn't matter. There are a bunch of people from different chapters, and they basically serve until they die, sort of, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Suicide Squad, but for 40k.
Okay. Cool. SPJ, how you doing, brother? Zakimi, how you doing? Yeah, Moni is busy setting up. I believe it's a one shot. It's not like you're doing a campaign.
Oh no, it's a full campaign.
Is it? Okay, so he's setting up a full campaign on Discord with like a bunch of Discord members and stuff. So a bunch of people from the community doing a D&D campaign. So he was just telling me about the setting that he sort of created for this D&D campaign. And then I obviously did what I'm supposed to do, which is, dude, why not 40k?
Well, I do have some aspects from Warhammer Fantasy pulled in.
Yeah, but you know what?
Characters.
Moni. They just like you're not doing Warhammer any favors by using Warhammer Fantasy. It's good. I'm not saying that Warhammer Fantasy is bad, but it is nowhere near as good as Warhammer 40k. Sorry about the incredibly loud sounds and stuff, guys. I am still in the process of getting everything set back up again. Renegade Steph, how you doing? Go-kart. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. That is, 8 months part of the DJ Nation. Really appreciate you. Thank you. We should probably get some fucking music going as well, right? I hope the sound effects is better now. You guys will let me know if it's too loud. I've had a horrible fucking 2 days. Had some keyboard problems that did not present themselves as keyboard problems until way too late. Which is why in my message today, I sort of said I almost overreacted. I did actually overreact. So my PC fucked out. When was this? Yesterday morning. My PC just fucked out. Like crazy. Things were opening up. It was pressing buttons all over the place. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Do I have a virus or something? What the hell's going on here? I constantly like restart the PC, try to fix it. Nothing's working. It's not getting fixed. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? So I finally decide, okay, you know what? I'll reset the PC because that should fix things, right? Resetting the PC. I go through that whole shtick, reset everything, get back in, and my control, alt, spacebar, none of that will work. Like the keyboard will type, but it just will not type any of those buttons. So now I'm going, dude, how the fuck do I make my... Because it didn't do that pre-reset. Like before I reset, the PC would fuck out, but the keyboard would type just fine. It would just every once in a while start going haywire. Now, none of those buttons are working. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? So I'm pretty convinced my PC is about to fucking break. I try everything to get the spacebar fixed. I reset the PC again, this time making damn sure to install the programs in some sort of order, just to hopefully get all the drivers set up so that the keyboard will work. Again, nothing's working. It's around this time that I start talking to people on Discord, and you fuckers start telling me, okay, try this. So I try a whole different bunch of shit. Eventually, I take the keyboard to a PC shop just across the road, and I'm like, dude, tell me what the fuck's wrong with this thing. Is it broken? So they try it out. It's broken, apparently, right? It is completely broken. They sell me this piece of shit. They won't give it to me, right? It's a second-hand fucking keyboard. Because I tell the guy, look, just give me a fucking keyboard that I can use for a couple of days until I get that one, like, the warranty sorted out on that one. And I told him, look, I'll give you $50, which is like $2. And he's like, no, I can't sell it to you for $50. You're going to have to pay me $95. I'm like, bro, this is a second-hand fucking keyboard. It is a cheap-ass piece of shit. It's second fucking hand. It's full of dust. I literally need it for like a couple of days until I can get the warranty sorted out. It's like, nope, that's my price. For fuck's sake. Fine, take your fucking money and leave me alone. It's just $4, right? So it's not like the end of the fucking world, but I did not believe that this keyboard was even worth $4. So I was a little annoyed at that. But anyways, got the keyboard sorted. Everything's working perfectly. The keyboard is typing. I hate the keyboard, but it is typing. I decide, okay, it's time to start installing everything else. So I install, naturally, the mic first, because I need the mic the most. The PC will not detect the mic. The software is installed. Windows is telling me that I have a Go XLR or the Wave XLR. It's telling me that the Wave XLR is connected. When I speak into the mic, Microsoft Windows shows that I'm speaking into the mic. The bar is moving up and down. But the software that I have to have in order to connect to OBS says there's no mic. I'm like, dude, how the fuck is this possible? I can see there's a mic. Windows says that there is a mic. Windows shows that there is a mic. I can even turn on the feedback loop thing and I can hear myself on Windows through the fucking microphone. But the software says there is no mic. Please connect to the PC. I'm like, okay. So I go through all the steps, like 12 steps that you have to try all of them in order to figure out how none of it's working. I'm like, dude, this can't be fucking happening to me. What the fuck? So I thought, okay, I'll bench that problem for now. Let's first see if we can get the camera to work, right? At least if we can get the camera to work, maybe we can sort out the mic later. The camera will also not work. Windows says that there is a camera, but the software says there is no camera, and I have to connect the camera. Eventually, I get the software to say there is a camera, but it's not the right camera, because the software will only work with an Elgato Facecam. I, of course, have an Elgato Facecam, but according to the software, I do not have an Elgato Facecam. So I am forced to reset my PC again. We are now on 4 resets as of this moment in time, I've reset my Windows 4 times in the last 24 hours. It's been fun. I've had a whale of a time. Of course, after I reset everything again, everything's working now, except for the fact that the PC keeps saying that I'm missing some DLL file. It says that the program crashed because the DLL file is missing. None of the programs crashed. Like, all the programs are running flawlessly. But according to the PC, every once in a while, it goes, oh shit, the program crashed because there's no .dll file. I'm like, bro, what program? Could you fucking show me the program? Like, could you at least turn off the program that has crashed so that I can see which program this might be? But it's not saying that. It's not crashing anything. It's just giving me a fucking warning that, hey, something in the future will fuck you up. That's basically how I'm looking at it now. Anyways, I'm very happy to be here with all of you. I do apologize for the lack of content, the lack of streams. Yeah, it's just life, you know? Life happens and then you have to fucking deal with it. It sucks, but that's the way it is. You ready ones to watch? Save. Okay, so today's stream is very different. For those of you that watch usually over on Twitch and you've never seen us live on YouTube, this is the Q&A. During the Q&A, if you have questions for me, if you want to discuss something, if you want to debate something, if there's something I have said in the past that you have gone, you know what, I'm gonna fucking wring that fat ass, across the neck, fuck him, you can jump into Discord, you can have that conversation with me. The way it works is very simple. You head over to Discord, you ask your question in the Q&A. You then jump into the Q&A lobby and you will wait your turn. If you don't want to actually join voice and you just want your question asked and answered, you can do so literally by, again, just writing your question in the Q&A chat box or chat section, and Morny will read your question for you, and I will then answer it. Although I must say, if you do it that way and I get it wrong, there's fucking nothing I can do about it because I only answered the question the way that you asked it. So, keep that in mind. If you want to skip all that shit, just donate money and I will just answer your question anyways. Even if you haven't, even if you have literally just joined. But outside of that, really appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to ask your questions. Evans, yeah. If you guys want to have debates, that's actually the shit that I would fucking love coming out of this, is some proper debate shit. So how's everyone doing? Before we get into the Q&As, how's everyone's evening, your morning, I guess, for some of you, or your afternoon for some of you? Debates, I'm down. Which baits are you talking about, though, Andy? Yeah, Alison, I haven't checked out Reddit yet, but we will be streaming tomorrow. For those of you that do not know yet, I think tomorrow's stream is going to be quite interesting. So we'll be playing some League of Legends tomorrow. Why? Because I felt like it. I've been wanting to play League of Legends for a while now, so we're getting back into that. And then obviously we'll be doing some reactions and stuff as well. So the top one I see here on Reddit is Word Bearers, Voldemort, and then I see 40k Faction, Leagues Ahead. I see Empire of Man, which is Warhammer Fantasy related. I see Battlefleet Gothic Armada cutscenes. I see Imperium versus Tau, their first war. Alright, so there's actually a number of fucking videos and shit here. Yeah. I mean, obviously when we watch stuff, I'll be sorting by top. Don't worry about it. I will always be sorting about top voted. I don't know. Which are you talking about? What do you mean? What am I talking about, Andy? I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Okay, so 3 more minutes of ads, guys, and then we get into the Q&A. So if you have questions, ask them now. Moni, I'm assuming we still have some backlog questions.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, so we still have some on the backlog. But please ask your questions, because it's gonna be a very poor Q&A when we finally run out of questions. Like, that would be a weird day. Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A. I don't actually have questions to fucking answer, but, you know, welcome to the Q&A nonetheless. This is not working. Why the fuck is it not working? By the way, Adrian, thank you so much for the 2 and sub 5 months in a row. Really appreciate you, brother. Part of the DJ Nation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck this thing is not going through the right spot. Hopefully that fixed it. Alright, I'm hopeful that that fixed it. Let's just quickly hear. It's just here. Let's just repeat one of these. Repeat this one. That's better. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that, or should it be a little bit louder? Like, do you hear that just fine, or do you want that a little bit louder? Okay, listen closely. That. Little louder. Evie, how you doing? Okay, let's see if we put it on 50% of that. You should be able to hear that. Like, fuck. That's quite loud, actually. Just a tad louder, but it's cool. Alright, yeah, the soft buzz. The soft buzz. When people subscribe, Growfile, you fucking play. How you doing, bro? Quite unnoticeable? Well, fuck you, bro. Like, how dare you say that? Just insulting the DJ Nation the way that you are. Like, we're not noticeable? What the hell is that? Jesus. Kurimaru, how you doing, brother? I'm very glad that all of you are here. And with that said, I think we're about to start. All right, Morny. What is the first question?
All right. The first one is a bit long, so bear with me here.
Okay.
It's from Dan's the Hunter. His question is about the possible new world tree that's being gifted to the Night Elves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tier
Yeah.
of Loon. I see people say this tree might be planted on the ashes of the old one in Teldrassil. I don't. He doesn't believe that. Some say that they might. That might be how they get rid of the sword. My belief is that it's actually going to get planted in Ungoro Crater, the site in which Il'gynoth from the Emerald Nightmare is said is in a rotting world tree. Rotting almost like it had been born from death.
Yeah.
His theory being the Night Elves now plant the seed of the tree there. The Winter Queen uses this as a foothold into her sister's world, being born of part death magic, and this is an opening for the old gods to take root.
All right, so I like the theory. There's not much in the way of actually finding evidence for this, because obviously we're dealing with data mined information that has literally zero follow-up, right? It is just what it is. Gonna blob the seed in Sylvanas. Bro, the only reason that would anger me is the fact that it would be me that plants that seed. But other than that, I'm in full agreement that that is a good idea. No, on like, let's just start with the original sort of concept. The theory that the world tree is going to be built in the ashes of Teldrassil makes no sense. Mainly because Teldrassil is not destroyed. Yes, it is burning, but it is not destroyed. Not fully. So there is a good chance that given enough time, Teldrassil will probably sort of grow back, regrow, and heal itself after some time. Most likely, we're gonna get, or druids will probably get some quest line involving the Cenarian Circle and sort of restoring the tree to its former glory. And I believe that will happen. One of the other reasons I doubt that is this is the opportunity for Blizzard to basically give the Night Elves their immortality back. Remember that the Night Elves currently do not have immortality because, well, they are, as it were, living or connected to a tree that isn't fully blessed. Uh, so hopefully this new tree is already fully blessed because it is actually going to be grown from the tier of Elune. Now, Moni, I do like your idea of Ungora Crater, mainly because Ungora Crater is criminally underused in World of Warcraft, considering just how much possible lore there could be for it. You do have one problem, though, when it comes to Ungora Crater. Ungora Crater is the location of another world tree that exists within the dream. The only reason we know that it is the location of another world tree is thanks to Il'gynoth. If it wasn't for Il'gynoth, we would not even know about it. So, I don't know how that would work. If you sort of merge your theory and you merge Dan's theory, then you get to a place where Ungora Crater provides the natural link between Auronweald, or at least between the Winter Queen and then Ilune's natural realm. But that is also taking, or sort of taking for granted the idea that the Emerald Dream is indeed the natural realm of Elune, where there's no evidence of that whatsoever. Elune helped create the Emerald Dream, but Elune does not necessarily reside within it. It would almost stand to reason that she doesn't reside in it at all, simply because she created things like dragons that needs to spend most of their time there, as well as druids, in order to protect it. Unlike the Winter Queen, Elune is definitely not an active participant within the Emerald Dream. Now, as to my theory on where Elune, or where the tier of Elune will most likely be planted, it would appear, based on a reading of the data mine information that we have available, that it's probably not even going to become a world tree. So the tier, seemingly, is going to be used by the Green Dragonflight to bring back Ysera. Now, there is an opportunity that Ysera can only be brought back through the use of a world tree. So they have to plant this seed somewhere, because this seed needs to provide a sort of gateway between our realm and Auronweald, because that is the way in which Ysera will arrive on Azeroth. That would be very convoluted, considering that we know that characters like Cenarius is inside Auronweald right now and will eventually be reborn on Azeroth with no use of a backdoor or a slide or anything to that effect in order to get back to Azeroth. So it is clear that Ysera could just walk or fly, maybe, from Auronweald to our realm. Or our reality. So, however they do that. Most likely through the back door in Auronweald to the Emerald Dream, and then from the Emerald Dream to Azeroth. Using that connection, most likely. I think, and I'm sort of spoiling my own video that I did today, like the video that's going live in like 40 minutes from now. I'm kind of spoiling some of the things there. But I think the tier is going to be a huge source of corruption. Maybe not directly, but definitely indirectly. I think a lot of this have already been planned. And I think a lot of this, the old gods they're way ahead. They know that these things are happening, and they're kind of hoping that these things happen. They want this to happen because they have their own plans, and their plans are sort of reliant on this happening. And I think that's where the Tier of Elune comes in. I'm still not entirely... Yeah?
I was gonna say, I mean, they still have a foothold in the Emerald Dream. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a small thing, but we weren't able to completely destroy the Emerald Nightmare. And then on top of that, you have Yogg-Saron's self-proclaimed title of the Old God of Death. So who
Yep.
knows where his connection to the Shadowlands might be, but we
Yep.
do know that he has some connection to it.
I think I know where that comes from, and I think it has a lot to do with the Rift of Arm. But that would be spoiling my video way too much. I don't want to get into that.
This is like what, the 5th time a question was asked that spoils a video?
Yeah, because everyone keeps having the same fucking thoughts that I do. And then you guys ask questions that I'm already making videos about. You suck. But at the same, like, no, I'm really. Let me leave it here. I am very excited to see what happens with the Tear of Elune. I really hope, though, and I think I'll end on this. I really hope that the Tear of Elune isn't used in order to create more sort of facts around Elune. I don't want Blizzard to get into Elune. I do not want her character spoiled. I do not want Elune to be part of some grand storyline. I want Elune to be in the background, where she's always been and where she belongs, because that's what makes Elune fun. So I really hope that this isn't another excuse for Blizzard to kind of go, oh, you guys like Elune, so we'll give you more Elune, as in, here's her tier, but here is she as well. So that would be sort of my biggest hope, is that they keep Elune as vague as humanly possible. In this option, you're absolutely correct there. Gods are better left vague. Sort of this thing that we've discussed before, right? It's the whole thing of when you reveal a god or some kind of huge, like, overarching truth about your universe, you're allowing people to peep behind the curtain. You're allowing people to pull the curtain back and see how the gears function. This is dangerous because either, one, they see the gears and they are unimpressed, which immediately lets an entire part of your story fall apart, right? It just falls flat because no one's impressed by how this actually works. Or it's overwhelming to the point where people go, I don't understand anything here. So you risk making your story completely convoluted. The third option is it misses entirely. So what people imagined and what it actually was just does not link up, which then makes people feel bad, right? Because no one's happy because they thought it was one thing, turns out it was an entirely different thing. And then the fourth, and probably, in my opinion, the biggest reason you don't do it, you're setting yourself up to be cornered. Because now you've revealed the Shadowlands. You can never change Death again without retconning an entire expansion. You can't go back now. This is Death. If you, in 3 or 4 years, have a really cool idea about what you think the Shadowlands should be, too bad, bro. You've already gone there. You've already revealed how Death functions. So go fuck yourself. You have to find something new. So yeah, but it's a really cool idea. Yeah, but you've already fucking done it. So you're gonna have to either retcon the Shadowlands or find a way for your idea and the Shadowlands to be married. Otherwise, this isn't working. So it's almost always better to be vague as fuck when it comes to these things. Anyways, that is enough babbling from me. Moni, I did answer the full question, right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
I'm gonna pull in our next question, so I'm just gonna grab them in here.
Just give me a second before you do,
Oh,
though.
okay.
BH, would retconning it be a bad thing, though? Yes, because you've already committed to it. Now, depends on what you mean when you say retcon, because there are various ways in which you can retcon something. The best way to retcon it, though, would be something we've discussed before, which is to create it as if it has never happened before. That would be the best way to retcon it. So, in terms of World of Warcraft, you would use the old gods. And the old gods made us sleep, and we saw the Shadowlands. That would be the best way to retcon the Shadowlands. if we're talking about pure retcon, so we're talking about you basically just pretend like the Shadowlands didn't happen, yes, that is a terrible idea. Because as much as people hated the Shadowlands happened. It is part of the lore, it's part of the history of World of Warcraft forever now. So for people, it's sort of this thing of, at least that's what I do, maybe other people are different here, but something that I've been doing quite a lot, especially with the newer content that I do on the main channel, is sort of going, okay, I hated the Shadowlands, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to take what I know about the Shadowlands lore, and I'm going to apply it into Dragonflight, because I really want to speculate about Dragonflight. I have a good feeling about this expansion. I like everything they're doing so far. So I'm just going to sort of accept Shadowlands so as to move on with Dragonflight. If you now retcon Shadowlands, that makes it very difficult, because I've already accepted that Shadowlands happened. I'm glad that it's fucking over, but I've accepted that it happened. Retconning it is almost never a good idea, because it pisses off the people that actually did like it, and it pisses off the people that didn't like it, because the people that didn't like it still accept this now as canonical. So I don't think retcons are ever a good idea unless you... I realize this is going to sound incredibly contradictory, but if you are the writer of Warhammer, I think retcons are far more acceptable than if you're the writer for World of Warcraft. In Warhammer, there's sort of like an unspoken deal that's been made between the community and Games Workshop. The deal is simple. We'll give you lore. We'll change the lore whenever the fuck we feel like it. We'll change the story whenever we feel like it. And we'll all just pretend like it's either Chaos that's doing it, or, you know, the person who originally said it couldn't be trusted, so they got it completely wrong. You know, and if you look at what Games Workshop does a lot of the time, a lot of the lore in Warhammer is sort of delivered from third parties. You know, it's sort of third party accounts of things that have happened. So it's not hard to retcon when your entire universe is written on the basis of it could be retconned. Because the person that's telling you this is not some god. It's not some overarching, all-knowing deity. It's a person, or it's someone who overheard something somewhere, and they're now telling everyone about this thing that they overheard somewhere. But it could be that they overheard entirely wrong, and that the story is still, you know, very different, or it's going to play out very differently. And then in the rare cases where the story just needs to be flat out retconned, they have Zeech or any of the other Chaos gods, right, that can literally just change shit if they want, you know. So they've sort of built that into their universe. And World of Warcraft is not the same. Blizzard have been trying very hard for a really long time to sort of canonize World of Warcraft. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't understand what was wrong with the original World of Warcraft. If you think back to World of Warcraft pre-Chronicles, sort of, I don't know what was wrong there. You know,
Well, do you want the
yeah?
Do you want the cynical answer, or the answer from a quasi-lore perspective?
Fuck it, I feel adventurous. Give me both.
Okay. The cynical answer is Denuser just hates everything that Metzen did and wants to do his own thing.
Yeah.
He's constantly feeling insecure and like he's under the shadow of somebody who arguably is better at writing. Granted, WoW lore has its problems, like every other franchise. It's not perfect, but holy crap, does Denuser have this hard-on for rewriting lore or backstory to say, haha, look at me.
Yep.
And then the lore perspective is kind of the for some reason they are trying to they're trying to canonize at the same time, also build up any source as an unreliable narrator, like how Warhammer does it,
Yeah.
because they wanted the Chronicles to be the lore as told by the Titans. The Grimoire, which was a huge failure in my opinion, was
Agreed.
supposed to be the lore according to the brokers. It was supposed to just focus on the Shadowlands, but it told us like absolutely nothing.
Yeah. True.
And
It sort
that's
of just recapped a lot of things that we already knew, and then sort of put a new spin on some of the things that most of us didn't really think required changing.
exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, I can agree, or I can see the relevance and the weight in both of those statements, whether it's cynical or whether it's more lore related. I can see the relevance in both of them, right? I don't understand what was wrong with the lore. And even if you do hate Metzen and you do hate everything that Metzen stood for, fine, change it then, but keep the original lore. You don't have to change the original lore. You can always just work on this and make it your own, you know? Live your best fucking life. He's not doing that, though, so, you know, we'll let that one go. But, BH,
Yeah,
I hope that answers your question, at least to some extent.
One last thing on that.
Yeah.
His writing style, Denuzer's, seems to be providing answers to everything. We can't leave anything up to speculation, because then that means we failed in proving how awesome we are, or, you know, how immersive the lore is.
You see, I would
effectively just pulling the veil off of everything and leaving nothing up to speculation is supposedly a good thing.
Yeah, but see, I would actually disagree with that somewhat. Not completely, because I do agree with some of that, but I would disagree to some extent. So, Denuser answers in painstaking detail things that should be left open to interpretation, and then leaves things open to interpretation that should be answered in painstaking detail. So I'll give you guys a great example of this. Or I say great example, it's probably a fucking mediocre example at best, but the Chronicles. The Chronicles provided a lot of detail and conclusions to a lot of stories that we previously did not know about. And it allowed us to sort of speculate heavily. Like, we speculated a storm thanks to the Chronicles. I remember, I think I made close to 200 videos almost just about the Chronicles and all of the sort of information that lay embedded within that book, or 3 books actually. And this is because a lot of the stories in the Chronicles had endings. So we got, for example, a lot more information about what happened to Sargeras, why Sargeras turned against his own brothers, how that altercation went out, what they said to him, what he said to them, what he did to them, what they did after, you know, all that stuff. So that is pretty deep conclusions. But then it also leaves a lot of gaps within the story, and a great example of this would be when they speak about the Shadowlands. So they have all of the different realms. They have the Emerald Dream, they have Azeroth, and then they have the Shadowlands. And these are sort of titles, and then there's, or subtitles, and then there's a bit of lore about every single one of these realms. And then when it comes to the Shadowlands, it just says no one knows who made this, no one knows what goes on in there. All we know is that that is where creatures' souls go when they die. That's it. It doesn't speak about what it is. It doesn't speak about who's there. It says nothing of the sort. So obviously, that's like, oh my god. With all the information we have now, and then obviously with that fucking juicy line, there's so much we can talk about now, right? There's so much that's left out in the open with this. But thank you so much for the Prime, so I did really appreciate that. Welcome to the DJ Nation. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then you get to the Grimoire of the Shadowlands. And in there, it's a collection of vague, sort of nuanced takes. That's it. It's just all vague, nuanced sort of takes about, oh, it could be this, it could be that, who knows? And it's like, all right, dude, I don't know, because the newser, literally before Grimoire of the Shadowlands launched, the newser said, people who loved speculating about Chronicles are gonna love Grimoire because there's so much more to speculate about. And then we all read, well, at least I read, the Grimoire of the Shadowlands, and afterwards I was like, dude, what am I supposed to speculate about here? There's no concrete evidence. There's no starting point for speculation. You've not made any claims that I can go, oh, if that's true, then that must also be true. Hence speculation. You basically gave me an account of something where the brokers themselves aren't fucking sure if they even know what the hell's going on. So how the hell am I supposed to speculate on any of this? It's not, there's no facts. And that's the whole point of speculation, is we start with a fact and then we sort of extrapolate from there and we come up with some level of storyline. So it was kind of annoying. And that's the thing that I would say, that's why I said small disagreement. The newser is very good at sort of closing off certain storylines. Like, this is concrete evidence where maybe he should have left a few more gaps, and then horrible on stories where he should have actually closed the fucking concrete and said this is done, and then he just leaves those open for interpretation. And in the end, we're left with this sort of, okay, we don't know. We do not understand what the story is all about. And that's why we have retcons after retcons, and no one really understands what the fuck these retcons are about because the whole storyline doesn't make a lot of sense. Patylin, you know, it does make sense. You subbing tier 1, really appreciate that. 4 months, part of the DJ Nation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Steve the Loser, bro, I could not have said it better myself. I could not. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna fucking remember that. I already have Bobby Contek. Love that name. Now we have another one, Steve the Loser. I appreciate you. All right, Moni, I hear we have someone waiting to come in.
Yep, I'm gonna pull him in now.
All right. Raingrad, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good, sir. 1 second, let me mute your stream so I don't have a double feedback.
All right, mate.
Alrighty, there we go. I just wanted to say good morning. How you doing today?
I can't complain. I've been, well, I spent 6 hours editing, and I'm quite stressed because in about 20 minutes I will know if that was worth it or not. Since you fucking asked, I'm gonna answer in detail, right? So, okay.
Load shedding?
Well, the load shedding thing is a whole different sort of fuck up. Like I had like 2.5 hours of no power, like literally just before we started the stream. So I'm back now for the stream, and then I'm off again to have no power until 12 tonight. But I'll be asleep by then, so it's not really that big
that's
of a
such
deal.
bullshit.
But okay, so this since you asked, I'm gonna answer in fucking detail here. Today's video, I decided to do something I've never done in my entire life. Painstakingly, I edited everything. Like every word was looked over, checked over, made sure that I don't repeat myself unnecessarily. I took the video. So when I recorded the video was 18 minutes and 34 seconds. That was the full raw video. Or, yeah, something, I think 18 minutes, 34 seconds, or 17 minutes, 34 seconds. I can't remember now. I could just check, but fuck it. Okay, I edited it down to 12 minutes, and I think 10 or 11 seconds. So that's the most I've ever removed. I've never removed that. Like, the most prior to this that I've ever removed from a video is like a minute, where I'll remove some of the silences and stuff. I removed all of that, then I watched it again, then I added music to make sure that the music is on fucking point, and then I watched it again to make sure that the music and everything gels, and then I started adding B-roll, and I went balls to the wall with the B-roll. So in about 20 minutes, I will know whether or not today's video is worth the 6 fucking hours that I've spent on it. Anyways, sorry.
Making videos is like an art form in and of itself. It's crazy work.
Yeah, it's the kind of art form that I am not proficient in. So I basically just brute force the fuck out of it.
Hey, sometimes that works, man. Sometimes the delicate and intricate approach doesn't work. Just look at the Imperium. That's what
Oh
I was
yeah.
actually going to talk to you about. So I'm sorry for making you jump topics.
No. It's all good, bro.
Well,
You said you had some quotes and stuff.
I do actually. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago I came in and I asked you about the Emperor and how he gets thousands of psychers sacrificed to him a day,
Yeah.
and
I think you
if
said
whether
15,000, right?
oh, I think it was close to 1,000 or 1,500, something like that. It just depends. Numbers vary, I guess.
Someone said
Um,
someone in one of these streams actually came in and said actually it's much more than 1,000 by now.
is it?
Like yeah,
It could be.
apparently the
Maybe I'm not up to
numbers.
the. Yeah, I could be missing the newest lore if that's the case, but that's what I read before. But
I
either
mean,
way,
I'm
a
just
lot of
going off of
psychers.
what people told me, right? So I don't have a
That's
fucking
fair.
clue. I just know someone came in and said that it started off as being 1,000 souls a day. But at this
Mhm.
point in time, it's apparently like fucking way more than that, or at least there's a theory that it's more than that based on someone that said something at some point or whatever the fuck. Anyways, let's
Mhm.
not split hairs. It's 1,000 or it's
Oh, for sure.
1,500 or whatever the fucking case might
A
be.
lot.
Yeah, it's a
A
lot.
lot,
It's a lot of
especially over
people.
10,000 years. It's a lot of dead people.
Okay,
A lot of dead
let me
children
ask
for
this
the most
because
part.
I can already see people in chat. Sorry, Rainrad. I don't want to interrupt you the whole time, but I can already see
No,
people
go
in
ahead.
chat going, bro, what the fuck? They're saying 1,000 and it's 15,000 or whatever. Okay, guys, let's be real. If we found out tomorrow that there is a serial killer that kills 1,000 people a day, or 15,000 or 1,500 people a day, would that number make any fucking difference to how like shocked we would be at the number? I would argue anything over like one a day, people would be like, oh my Jesus, that is a lot of people. There's a point where it no longer matters. And I would say at 1,000 people a day, it no longer matters. No one cares about the fucking ones or zeros at that point. It's a lot of people that's dying. Anyways, Ringrat.
Guys, there's trillions of people in the empire. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it.
They're dying. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But yeah, so basically the point of that question last time was do you think that the emperor's a five head or a retard kind of thing, but like as when we discussed it, you were like, I think he's in it for the long con. It was basically your answer, like he's smart enough to make 100 steps ahead type plans. So this
Yeah.
time I actually have another question relating to that. It's more on the spiritual side though, not his intellect, but more his psychic power or the direction his Imperium is going in general.
Okay.
So I actually have two quotes. If I can, I want to read them. They're like a paragraph each, so I'll try to be quick about it. But they also have like a couple of minutes of preface
Okay.
to them, so that you know the nuance.
Okay.
So here's the first quote. So the first quote is an Inquisitor, and he's talking to a Eldari psyker. They're called the Farseers, which are like really high-powered psykers.
Yeah, it's the
So they're like
Farseer.
top tier.
It's a Farseer that's Saint Aldar after Angron, because a Farseer foresaw that Angron
Yes,
was
sir.
going to become a huge fucking problem.
Exactly, stuff like that. Yeah, the Farseers are basically like the Eldar
Yeah.
high-powered psykers beyond what they usually are anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So they have a discussion, right? And they're talking about the Emperor specifically. And so the first quote from this Farseer to this Inquisitor goes like this. He goes, "Your arrogance blinds you, Inquisitor. It makes you unable to see how far you have fallen. Once, my kind would have been proud to call you an ally, even friend. Now I dirty my hand shaking yours." The Farseer's mask remains still. But, hold on, here's the quote. It cuts off a little early. But her disgust was still evident. "Am I to believe your kind is somehow still at their pinnacle, Zeno?" the Inquisitor responded, the thinnest sneer lining her lips. The Farseer turned to look towards the stars. "No, my kind has fallen far, but yours has fallen further. At least my kind doesn't have a god devoted to devouring their souls," the Inquisitor snorted. The Farseer looked back and tilted her head just slightly. "Oh?" And then, so that's the first quote about the Emperor. And then the second one
Wait,
is,
the Inquisitor. Hold up. The Inquisitor
Yes.
actually said that to the Farseer?
Which part?
At least my kind doesn't have a god that requires or that seeks
Yes,
to devour their souls.
exactly. He's referring to Slanesh, so he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
at least
Obviously,
at least.
yeah. But I mean,
But
can you be like that? Would be the pinnacle of having just zero. What's the English word for it? When you have
awareness.
yeah, you have zero self-awareness at that point. You're just like you're going through this world unaware entirely of the impact or the impression that you make on other people. That is like peak fucked. Anyways, I had to ask. Okay, what's the second quote?
So the second quote is actually also pretty interesting, and it also refers to how far the Imperium has fallen over the time frame. And it's actually, the preface to this is a Mechanicus like tech priest, and I think it was an Inquisitor also, along with some Astartes, board a spaceship that came out of the warp, right?
Okay.
And they couldn't recognize it. They know it's like it used to, at least it used to be human, or it is human, or something of that nature. Like it shows their architect, architect style, but they can't get a response from it. Nothing's answering, whatever. So they're like, what the hell? It just came out the warp and no one's saying nothing. Let's go check it out, because it seems abandoned.
Yeah.
So they get on this ship, and anyway, the ship has no one on it. It's just the ship. It's AI, whatever. And what ends up happening is they realize that it's from a long time ago, and this ship is from the dark age of technology. So humans' peak of innovation. This is the AI that the Imperium fears nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And so it had some things to say to them. So basically, they get on board, and the ship locks everything in place. Like they get in, and it locks them in, and it shows them a little bit of tech that they don't have anymore. So they're like, the tech priest or the Inquisitor, I think, goes heresy or like or witchcraft. I think they even said, like, what the hell is this shit? And so this is where the ship, after a discussion, gets really upset with him because he tries to exorcise the ship from evil spirits, and the ship's like, oh my god. So here's what he says.
Oh, I know where you're going with this one.
Yeah. So he goes, the ship goes, after the priest, talks shit to it. He goes, who are you to tell such as I what to do and what not to do? Once I gladly called your kind master, but look how far you have fallen. It was full of scorn. Your ancestors bestrode the universe. And what are you? A witch doctor, mumbling cantrips and casting scented oils at mighty works you have no conception of. You're an ignoramus, a nothing. You are no longer worthy of the name man. You look at the science and artistry of your forebears, and you fear it as primitives fear the night. It was there when mankind stood upon the brink of transcendence. I returned to find it sunk into. Hold on. Okay. I returned to find it sunk into senility. You disgust me. My captain, a brave and resourceful man, seized the chance and made for the nearest human outpost with all speed. Imagine his dismay when, rather than a welcome and wise heeding of his warnings, he found your savage, devolved kind squatting in the ruins of our civilization. He was taken, my bondmate, my friend. He and his were tortured with a wickedness we in our time thought long purged from the human soul. He told them all they wanted to know and more. He had, after all, come bearing a warning. He had nothing to hide, but he was not believed, and he was killed as a heretic. A heretic! I spurned cruelty, it said, but you have taught me the meaning and utility of wickedness. Mankind has become sick and will die as all sick things will die. And basically what ended up happening was the people on the spaceship, they hopped into the warp and they came out like I think way far into the future, and they saw what mankind was gonna be. Like they saw the heresy and all that shit.
Yeah.
And when they jumped back through the warp, they went back in time again to their original spot. Or sorry, they saw the future. Basically, they jumped back into where the current Imperium is and tried to tell the humanity what was going to happen to them, and they didn't believe him, and they killed the captain of the ship. So that's why the ship's pissed off. So they tried to warn him about.
This is the ship that's sentient and actually doesn't side with either the Imperium as it is now or Chaos. He holds true to the Emperor's vision. right? And is
Yeah.
actually just flying around, not participating in anything.
Yeah. It
But
hates
it,
humanity as
like,
it is now. It's
as
Yeah.
far as I
disgusted with it.
know, there's not many AI left these days,
Not at
right?
all. Yeah, they're all hidden for the most part because they're super smart. So they've
Yeah.
hidden themselves. But based on those two quotes, basically, sorry, the preface was long on this quote or the
Uh-huh.
question, but so, um, the question is this: do you think the lack of information given to the Empire by the Emperor caused this downfall for humanity? Basically, did he fuck it up? Or
Mhm.
is this a like 500 IQ plan by the Emperor to eventually remake humanity into like even or remake humanity even more powerful than it was before? Um,
Mhm.
and I guess just going off your head canon or your theories, what do you think in this scenario based off those two quotes?
So this is the second time in as many days that someone have asked me a similar question. One was asked about the real world, the other now asked about a fantasy world. And I'll say the same thing to you that I said to my brother when he asked me this about the politicians of the day. It is not obvious to me that the difference between imbecile and genius is obvious, or at least obvious immediately. Because I can look at the Emperor and say, he's a fucking moron. He made so many mistakes. Everything he did, effectively, there was no other outcome. Like, there was never going to be another outcome based on the things that he had done. But because I don't know what the future holds, I don't know what is going to happen in 100 years or in 50 years or in 1,000 years from now. For now, it seems like it's madness. It seems like these guys don't have a fucking clue. And it seems like the Emperor just didn't have a clue. But if in 1,000 years humanity reaches the promised land and everything works out for humanity the way that the Emperor had willed it, we will look back on the Emperor's actions and we'll be like, Jesus, this dude, like, he was really smart, right? He was playing 8D chess when the rest of us were playing checkers. That's sort of that's my, I guess you could say, my diplomatic answer. For a more honest take on it, I think the Emperor made a lot of mistakes, and I'm if I ignore the theory that I have that everything was planned and that everything that has happened so far has happened exactly the way that the Emperor has wanted it to happen. If I ignore that theory and I just go on, the Emperor, had a vision for what he wanted humanity to become, and he made a bunch of gut calls. As I'm learning more and more about this, it starts to fall into place that this could absolutely have happened. So, for example, the Emperor in one of the books, I don't know which one, I haven't read the book myself, just someone told me about it. The Emperor sort of makes mention of how he sees the future, and it almost comes across as he doesn't actually see the whole future. He sees glimpses of it, and he can see sort of the future as it relates to singular beings or singular events, but he doesn't necessarily see all of the events or see all of the events leading up to it. So he gets to see a slither of what the future will look like, and then he sort of have to paint in all of the things that surrounds that, right? So he'll see a glimpse of the glory of humanity, but then he needs to extrapolate from that glimpse exactly what the future should look like. So what is the decisions that need to be made now in order to ensure that that future actually comes to fruition? That seems to be how the Emperor sees the future. And based on that, one can forgive him for the decisions that he made, mainly because there is a chance that he saw the future and saw that humanity was going to worship chaos, or at least be torn apart by chaos. And in his decision making from there, he sort of decided, right, if I never tell them about chaos, they won't be tempted to go searching. And they will, hopefully, they'll...
Blissful ignorance, basically.
Yeah, so he's hoping that because they're ignorant of it, They won't know. So I'll give you a great example. I was 17 years old when I, for the first time, learned about Muhammad and Allah. I never knew anything about Islam. I grew up in a Christian country, in a Christian neighborhood, in a Christian household, with Christian friends. There wasn't a single Muslim that lived near me, in a school near me, anything like that. The shops that I went to were owned by Christians. The places that we went, like the restaurants, it was all like Christian people working there, right? So I didn't know who Muhammad and Allah was. I had no idea. I would never have been tempted to pray to Allah or to believe in Muhammad because I don't know I don't even know their names, right? So it would just never have occurred to me. It wasn't until I met a Muslim for the first time that I learned, oh shit, there's another fucking religion, right? That isn't this one. Buddhism, I learned about later, actually, I think. I think I learned about Buddhism at the age of 19. And before people go, oh my God, what did you guys learn in school? I was in a Christian school, so, we learned Christian things. So I didn't know any of this shit. It wasn't until after school that I started learning about a bunch of shit, like a bunch of religions, and started reading up about it. But it was until someone told me about it that I became curious and wanted to know more about it. And I think that could be in sort of like a very infinite or infant style way of looking at the world. That could have been what the Emperor was hoping for. He was hoping that if I never tell them, nothing will ever happen. And they'll ignore it or avoid it for long enough so that I can set up the warpways, and then I can completely sort of encapsulate humanity and ensure that humanity and the warp never actually come into contact with one another. Would that have stopped the warp and chaos? Probably not. Because even if you can set up the warpways, or what's it called? Not the warpways.
Webway.
The webways, right? The chaos isn't gone. It's not like chaos only exists within the warp, right? Like, chaos is everywhere.
But they don't, I don't think, they don't naturally exist in the webway.
No,
unless they break in through the Eldar, for sure, yeah.
But the Emperor wasn't going to move Earth into the webways, right? Like, it was just going to allow humanity to move through the webways.
True, it could be, but then again, he could have made a city like Komura, where the Dark Eldar are, just specifically in the webway, but we never know. It's all theory at that point, yeah, for sure.
I wonder if the Chaos Gods really wanted to, could they get into the webways?
Not by themselves. They have to either go through a portal that's already been made, from my understanding.
Okay.
Like, or yeah, basically from a portal that's already been made. Because
the webways are basically a way to circumvent the warp.
Yeah.
It basically creates
it's like
sort
a back
of
alley.
a wormhole in a wormhole, because the way to traverse space in 40K, at least really fast, is either to enter the warp, where you need, like, for humanity, it's called a Geller field. It's basically an anti-demon field. Yeah. Or you need a psychic, or a psyker of powerful influence. The other way is to use the webway, which only the Eldar really have access to.
Yeah, as Save said in chat, they already have gotten into it, but they don't have a map, so they don't actually know how the webways are set up. They can't traverse it at the moment.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, it's completely confusing. Only the Eldar know how to go through it effectively.
And the Emperor, although he was stopped before he could actually open it. Magnus fucked up.
Well, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I don't even know if the Emperor could. I think he'd have to learn. I don't think he passively knows.
It would have been a human-made webway, so it would have been like a webway of his design. I don't think he was connecting it up to the one that the Eldar had.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Oh shit! Wait, did the Eldar create the webway?
No, the old ones did. They created it for the
Oh.
Eldar, and then
Okay.
when the Eldar fell, the sect known as the Harlequins, who
Uh-huh.
follow the Laughing God Chegorath,
Uh-huh.
fled to the Black Library, which is a place of importance in the Webway that
Okay.
actually has the answers to all
Everything.
to everything, including the map of the Webway.
Oh, okay.
All the
Okay.
knowledge of the universe is in the Black Library, essentially.
Shit.
Yeah, guarded by the
Wait,
Laughing God.
isn't the Black Library like the publisher for
Yes,
Games
sir.
Workshop also
Yeah,
called Black
that's
Library?
that's a
That's a
joke.
joke.
All right, all right. I like it. I fucking like it. I literally just, I guess I should show you guys. I found a bookshop in Cape Town, like literally 5 minutes away from me, that sells Warhammer books. And not just Warhammer books, they have basically all of the fantasy genres, like a shit ton of D&D books, Warhammer books. They're busy ordering some Cyberpunk books for me as well. Plus, they're busy ordering like a shit ton of Warhammer books for me. But so they had these in stock. I basically had to make a decision between, like, I think 4 or 5 different books. The problem was that almost all of them had like 2nd edition or 3rd edition of the book and not the first one. This was the only series that I could find that had the 1st and the 2nd series, but it's... So I finally have me some fucking books, boy. Finally have me some Warhammer books, 1 and 2.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm
And
real
it's gonna
looking
be
forward to reading
expensive.
this.
It's gonna
I
be
mean, these
expensive,
weren't
brother.
that expensive, so I paid for this one for the first book. I paid $250, which is, let's say, maybe $15. It may be $15, and for this one I paid maybe $10, maybe $12 actually. So it wasn't like the end of the world expensive. I'm just glad that I found a bookstore that sells it, and they're gonna let me know because I've ordered a few other Horus Heresy or Horus Rising books.
Mhm.
So I'm really, really looking forward to. I haven't started reading these yet, sadly. I'm still busy reading 1984 from George Orwell. As soon as I'm done with that, though, I'm gonna start with Warhammer 40k stuff. Really fucking looking forward to that.
You don't really need to watch read 1984. Just watch the news about the U.S. for a while.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you
True.
now.
True,
I have
real.
watched many videos about 1984. I've watched like clinical videos where they dissect 1984 and what George Orwell saw, and nothing comes close to actually reading the book yourself. It's fucking scary when you read that book
yeah.
and you realize, dude, we are headed for disaster, and most people don't even fucking realize it. So yeah, it is. It's a phenomenal book. I can't stop reading. It's the only thing that makes load shedding currently sort of worthwhile. Because whenever the power goes off, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not hating load shedding right now. Because I actually start looking forward to it a little. As soon as I know the power's going off, I'm like, ooh, it's time to read some fucking 1984, bro. So then I just chill out.
It's like if you were
read my book.
forced it, you wouldn't have done it. Kind
Yeah.
of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when I have power, I work, right? So I would have been making a video, or I've been editing some videos, or I would have live streamed. But I don't have power, can't live stream, can't make videos, so I'm reading my
So
book.
the government is actually working your best interest in this case, yeah.
Kind of, because while that book is good, it does not pay the bills. And while it is fun, it is more fun when I do it at the end of the day. So after a nice day of hard work, like 6-7 hours of streaming, I'm really tired. I just had dinner, lying down with a book. Then it just feels like the cherry on top of a busy day. Whereas when I'm doing it in the middle of the day during load shedding, it's like I can't really escape because I'm constantly thinking, fuck, I could have been making videos or I could have been live streaming. Like today I was a little bit triggered. because I really want to play some fucking League of Legends, but I can't play League of Legends because I want to stream it, and I can't stream it because I don't have electricity. So it kind of sucks.
This
but,
is like the perfect example of like when a government like fucks you over, but it actually like is beneficial. Kind of like how the Imperium works, you know?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah. But anyways, just to get back to your question, and before I do though, Bank, how you doing, brother? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Just to answer your question, or to sort of bring my answer to an end, I'm not sure what the Emperor knew or what he didn't know, or how much of what the Emperor has done was done knowing or full well knowing what he was doing, or maybe sort of trying to make the most of an impossible situation, especially if he could see the future and he knew that humanity was going to get corrupted. What do you do then? You know, if you've already seen the future and you try everything, no matter what you do, in every single scenario, humanity gets corrupted by chaos. What do you do, right? You eventually try to find the one. Like, let's say, for example, you had 10 scenarios. So let's say the Emperor saw 10 futures. 9 out of the 10, the whole of humanity becomes subservient to chaos. But in one of them, humanity is fucked. It is on its knees. It's on the brink of collapse, but it endures. All of humanity does not fall to chaos. All of humanity isn't doomed to an eternal servitude to the gods of chaos. What if that is the one future that the Emperor made happen due to the decisions that he had made? So he saw all of these things happening, and he knew that he could keep Horus alive, but that would lead to the downfall of humanity. He could do this, but that would lead to the downfall of humanity. So the only real way for us to be where we are now is because the Emperor did what he did. It was the only, or it was the best of a really bad set of choices, you know?
It's fair. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Idea, make chaos a religion, but make it so that all deprived actions are punished. It is sort of like, we've spoken about this before. If everyone in your society just thinks happy thoughts all the time, you know, and don't do anything fucking horrible, like even couples that are married do not have fun when they have sex in order to make babies, because that is considered just too emotional. So the woman won't moan. At best, she will go, "Oh yes, that's good," and the guy might go, and that's it, right? That's like peak enjoyment levels for sex. What kind of chaos god would you create as a result of those emotions? Because all of those emotions will flow into the warp, right? It will go into the chaos.
Chaos god of boredom.
What do you mean? it's yeah, it's not gonna, like, nothing's gonna happen, right? Or yeah, you're gonna create like the god of boredom or some shit, which is
that'd be powerful. The lazy god, you know, the boring god. You're like, well, there it is.
I mean, if the Emperor hadn't been weakened as he was at the end of the Horus Heresy, he was on his way to becoming a god of no religion. Like literally, the Chaos gods call him the Anathema because he would become the god of atheism, essentially, and it would have brought the end of at least humanity's worship of chaos, and would have dramatically weakened the 4 Chaos gods.
That's in fantasy, right?
No, that's in 40k.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Well, there's a theory that he's actually the 5th god, the Chaos god, like Malice, but it's people are saying that he's not exactly Malice, but he's like, he is, you know what I mean? Like, he's spiritually Malice, but all the iterations of him, of Malice being in the real world of 40k, have been just an avatar of like the Emperor's negative emotions, because all the Chaos gods hate Malice, because Malice literally fucks with them just to fuck with them. Like, that's all he does. He's just chaos incarnate. He's just like, fuck you, and that's why.
I haven't
So
I haven't heard anything about this Malice character.
He's a
interesting.
he's a very old chaos god that has been as of now retconned out of the lore, but he used to be the chaos god of chaos, and literally he would just mess with everybody's plans just to bring about pure chaos.
Anarchy.
Like if you think Zeech is the schemer
Yeah.
that has so many schemes that sometimes gets in his own way,
Yeah.
it's nothing compared to the fact that Malice intently goes out and screws everyone's plans up.
All right,
Most
listen
of the
here.
chaos plans.
Listen here,
Zeech
you
at least
degenerate
can't help
fucks.
it.
Like, all of you degenerate assholes. I need me some videos about Malice on the Reddit. Like, give me some subreddit shit about Malice. I need to be watching that guy tomorrow.
Oh,
Because I'm an anarchy. I'm a huge fan of anarchy. So let's
brother,
get this
the
shit
best
going.
video I've ever seen was a guy that reads short stories. He literally has a short story on the god of like Malice.
Yeah.
It's the best Malice video I've ever seen. And the guy actually he's a voice actor.
Yeah.
And he read that like short
shit.
story about Malice. I don't use Reddit, so I can't really link it. But if someone does use Reddit, if you could link Akalon War Wyvern, it's about the Sons of Malice. You'll see it in the thumbnail that he has. I don't know what the video is actually called, but
All
if
right.
someone does use Reddit, if you could link it to Echo, that'd be great.
Yeah, you guys should all use Reddit. It's so much fucking cooler than anything
Dude, it's
else.
such a fucking cesspool sometimes, bro.
But
it's like Twitter.
bro, Reddit is what you make of it. Like, all you have to do, right, is join Reddit, join the subreddit, and then you'll be inundated with an incredible amount of fucking Warhammer stuff. I have said multiple times now to people in the stream that, hey guys, suggest other things than just Warhammer. And what do I get? Like, what the fuck do I get?
More
Warhammer. And then they go, oh, we've changed it up for you, fam. Here's some Warhammer fantasy stuff. Fantasy, Warhammer 40k. All right, we've got something new for you now, fam. This has been the Imperium, but have you seen the Tau stuff? And then they start linking that crap. So it's basically just a whole lot of Warhammer 40k stuff on the subreddit right now. Which is,
If
it's
you like
great.
it and it goes, why not, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I would like to react to more things than just Warhammer every once in a while. But, I'm not going to be able to until chat decides I'm allowed to, I guess. So we'll see how that goes.
The problem is just like maybe the chat doesn't know exactly what you're looking for, so just showing you random videos would be like, what the fuck is this? So maybe you gotta point them in the right direction.
You see, that's the nice thing about a subreddit, which is why I set up the subreddit in the first place, because the whole point of a subreddit is that the community gets to control what they want to see. So you suggest everything and anything, right? If what you suggest is something that the community wants to see, they're gonna upvote it, and I'm gonna see it because they've upvoted it. So you basically just suggest whatever. Am I a what?
Like Star Wars or Star Trek fan at all?
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god,
Well,
yes.
there you go, people. What the fuck? Start showing some Sith shit, people.
I am a huge, although these days more of a Trekkie than I am of a Star Wars fan.
Tricky. That's fair.
Because I was never into Star Trek. I was always Star Wars, like massive Star Wars fan. First 6 movies, or actually these 6 movies, are incredible. I wish they would make more.
It's like the 5th season of Game of Thrones. I wish they continued it, but it just kind of left off at season 5, and you're like, well.
Yeah, ended on a cliffhanger. I'm still not sure how that shit's gonna end. I'll probably have to read the
And now they're
books.
just doing a whole new series. It's like, come on, you could have finished the old one at least,
Yeah. It would be nice to get like a 7th Star Wars film, but we might do with what we've got. There's 6 amazing films, and I'm happy with that. And then, sort of, when the pandemic just started, I had this incredibly boring weekend where I just didn't know what to fucking do with my life. And I was doing one of those gamer things where you go through Steam, and then you go through Xbox Game Pass, and then you go through your GOG launcher, and I could just not find anything. I'm like, what the fuck? There's no games. And then on Steam, I get suggested Star Trek the MMO, and I look at the videos. I'm like, I'm not fucking
Wait,
playing
there's the
this.
Star Trek MMO?
Yeah.
What?
Just looking at the videos, I realized I'm not playing this crap, right? And it didn't look good. But then
It's
I opened
highly pay
Netflix.
to
Sorry?
win. I was gonna say the Star Trek MMO is kind of pretty high on pay to win, if I remember right.
Yeah, I don't know. The video just didn't fill me with a lot of fucking hope that this would be a good or like anything good would come out of this. But then I opened Netflix and literally the fucking you know how Netflix has like one movie at the top and then you have to scroll down to see all of the other films. Right at the top, the Star Trek film, like from 2013 or some shit like that. I'm like, oh, you know what? I hate Star Trek. I tried to watch it years ago when I was a child. I'll just give it a go, you know. Let's just see. And I watch it, and I fall in love with it. And I watched the second film, and I watched the third film, and now I've watched the first 3 films of Star Trek probably like 6 or 7 times at this point. And I just love it so fucking much because it takes sci-fi. Like, if Star Wars is a 7 on sci-fi, Star Trek takes it to like 12 out of 10. It's so much more fantasy, so much more like, it's not just based on cool fighting scenes or cool light shows. It's more, here's a world, there's a universe, and so much goes into this universe. There's so much thought and effort put into the universe. So since then, I've started watching the Star Trek Enterprise series. I think I'm on season 2 of Star Trek Enterprise. That sort of comes and goes. I don't watch those because the graphics does get to me after a minute. You know, I'm like, this looks so crap. But yeah, I'm a huge Trekkie at the minute. We'll see if Star Wars can win me back one day.
I've never seen it.
You've never watched the films for Star Trek?
I've never went into the Star Trek universe ever.
Oh, dude, do yourself a favor. Watch the first 3 Star Trek films. Obviously, when I say first 3, it's the reboot stuff, I think.
The new age type stuff, not the old like the with the new actors.
Yeah.
Because I thought, okay. Because I heard that they had like a whole revitalization of the series.
Yeah, I'd say watch those movies, and then because I'm biased, because Patrick Stewart is just freaking amazing, watch the Star Trek, the
old ones.
Yeah, the Next Generation is the one with Patrick Stewart.
I think it's Captain Archer. It's the guy. It's the captain with the dog, and the Vulcan, or as I call it, female Spock. Because I can't remember her name. It is Archer. Yes, it is. Because they constantly come in and say, Captain Archer, and then something big happened. I think it's that one. Which one is it? Fuck, I'm gonna have to go chat. I fucking hate you so much. Now I have to go look at my Netflix to see which one is it. Oh shit! Cyberpunk Edge Runners is out.
Already?
Bro!
What? Didn't they just announce that like 2 weeks ago?
Dude!
That it was coming?
Look at that! No, I can play. I can hit fucking play here. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is out. I'm gonna have to watch this shit. That's gonna be my first ever anime.
Oh no shit! You've never watched anime?
No, I fucking hate anime. I don't find it fun.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, I just don't like animation in general.
So you're not a cartoon kind of guy?
No. But Arcane Eternal Night, I've already checked with Twitch chat, and according to Twitch chat, Arcane does not classify as an anime. I'm not allowed to say that I'm an anime watcher if I've only ever watched Arcane. I liked Arcane, but apparently that doesn't count. So Cyberpunk Edge Runner is going to be my first one. This one, whatever the fuck this one is, this is the Star Trek Enterprise that I've seen.
Okay. Chad, tell him that like Attack on Titan isn't an anime either. It doesn't count.
Ooh, you've been watching Sandman. Nice.
Yeah, I sort of got bored with it.
Got?
How many episodes am I in? A Hope and Howl is the episode that I'm on now.
Ooh, that's a good one.
episode number
that's
4.
episode
Yeah, but I got bored,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to.
It's a
yeah,
slow burn. I had to watch it in sprints. Like I didn't binge it.
dude,
But it starts picking up after that episode.
I'm so lost when it comes to series. I started rewatching The Arrow, got to season 2, got bored with that. Started watching Merlin again, got bored with that as well.
Hey, you stopped when Arrow stopped being good anyway. I mean, after season 2, it was kind of downhill from there.
Yeah, but I didn't even get to the end of season 2. I just literally got to the
Still.
point where Sarah, like when Sarah, the canary comes in, that's when I sort of went, fuck it, I don't want to watch this again. I've already seen it, and I don't care anymore. So I'm gonna have to find a new TV show at some point. But I'll this Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I think, will keep me busy for a while. Anyways, thank you very much for the question, Ringrad. I really appreciate that, bro.
No, I really appreciated asking it. So it's always fun to hear your opinion and Morny's opinion, actually.
Oh yeah,
So,
always, man, always. Thank you.
absolutely. You guys have a good day.
You too, bro. There are several Star Trek series, though. I know. I just clicked on the first one that I saw on Netflix, and that was the one that I went with. And that happened to be Enterprise. So... But apparently, you can't really... Jace, did I say thanks for the Prime sub? I don't know if I have. So, Jace, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate it. 3 months, part of the DJ Nation. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Apparently, like, all of the Star Trek series have... Like, it's good in the beginning, and then it becomes really silly. And then you have to stop watching it somehow. I don't know. But there's apparently, like... Everyone that I speak to say, oh yeah, watch this one, but only watch until like the first 3 seasons, and then you can stop watching. Don't give a fuck about the rest. So it's sort of very weird. I don't know exactly how this works or how it plays out. Anyways, Morny, who's next?
Up next is the that YouTuber question that you had me save over from last week. So it's from Your Solo Squad is the YouTube user.
All right.
As a DK main, I would like to know, what does the future hold for the Knights of the Ebon Blade? Will they ever take center stage? Will the DKs go rogue and restart the Scourge, or take over?
I don't see the DKs taking over the Scourge. Just because it's not really something that they can do. A single DK would have the ability to control maybe a single Scourge. If pressed, might be able to do 2 or 3 at a time. A very powerful DK might be able to control, let's say, 10, maybe 20, if he's lucky. And this is all based on the canonical aspects of the class, right? So your unholy DK is able to summon an army of Scourge, and it's what, I think 10? 10 Scourge that he summons. So it takes an incredible amount of power to control the Scourge. Now, the way the Lich King, or Arthas, was able to do this was with the help of Frostmourne as well as the Helm of Domination. Or really, this was mostly the Helm of Domination. It was thanks to the power of Zuval that he was able to dominate as many Scourge as he did. So there's not enough DKs in the world to actually control the Scourge. No, the way we're going to deal with the Scourge, if we're going to deal with the Scourge, because Blizzard have a nasty habit of just sort of forgetting certain storylines, and I'm afraid this might be one of those storylines that just gets completely forgotten. But the way I think this should be dealt with is just slaughter. It's easy enough to do, since there is no more Lich King, and there is no more Zuval. The Scourge would be pretty mindless. Never forget that the Scourge is mindless. The Scourge does not have a mind of their own, which is one of the things that have always sort of triggered me about Blizzard's there must always be a Lich King. Because the Lich King controls the mindless Scourge. The mindless Scourge is an extension of the Lich King. without a Lich King, the Scourge would basically be zombies. They would be walking around looking for food. The only place where zombies are scary is in movies and series because the people are stupid. It's the same people that run away and then keep looking behind them until they trip. And then the walking zombies catch them because apparently after falling, they can't get back up, brush themselves off, and then just walk away from the walking zombies. Zombies in real life would not be scary, right? And so players would probably be able to take care of the Scourge relatively easily, because all you have to do is lay a couple of traps on, in Northrend, and the Scourge would come because they want to eat, and since there's food, they're gonna come, and then you just slaughter all of them. I think that would be the way in which I would have dealt with them, is like a quest chain where we purge the entirety of Northrend of Scourge, and then maybe have a couple of follow-up quests where players go out to the Plague Lands, Western and Eastern, and clear out some of the Scourge there. The area surrounding it, sort of looking for Scourge. I mean, that becomes a pretty interesting storyline for the future, because maybe players have missed a few Scourge and perhaps a few Scourge generals that have sort of lain dormant and have grown their influence and power. So you could always revisit that. Having anyone take charge of the Scourge is not possible, not without the Helm of Domination. I don't see a single person that would have that power. Now there is the opportunity for an outside storyline. The Helm of Domination was created by Zuval in our timeline. But our Helm of Domination, the one that was destroyed, isn't the only Helm of Domination, is it? There are multiple timelines, and it stands to reason that there would also be multiple Helms of Domination. So it is entirely possible for the Bronze Dragonflight to go back in time, find another Helm of Domination, and then give that Helm of Domination to Bolvar. This time around, there is no more Zuval, so Bolvar doesn't have to fight the darkness that is inside the helm. He can simply use the helm in order to control the Scourge and keep the Scourge from running amok. And again, this opens a few more storylines that you can pull from in the future. Did I miss anything in the question, Moni?
No, not really. I'd say that the first part of his question about, like, will they ever take center stage again?
All right.
If they were going to, that would have been done more in Shadowlands.
It should have been done.
They started out that way with
Yeah.
the introduction, like, semi-zone scenario thing where you go into the Shadowlands through Ice Crown, but then after that it was quickly the DKs were quickly put to the side, and Bolvar was the only representative, really.
Dude, how cool would it have been if DKs got their very own little quest chain in the Shadowlands working with Bolvar, and Druids maybe got their very own quest line in the Shadowlands working with Cenarius or with the Winter Queen, and it was something that purely belonged to them. You know, I'm a little bit annoyed that didn't happen, because at the end of the day, the sort of reward that I would have given DKs at the end of it would have been a collection of creatures from Maldraxxus. So if you're a DK, sort of like the Warlock Green Fire quest line. So if you're a DK and you complete all of those quest lines for Bolvar, you unlock new Maldraxxus undead that you can summon as your quote-unquote Scourge. That would have been really cool. I think DKs would have enjoyed that. Druids could have unlocked, fucking horns like the Winter Queen or whatever. Who cares, really? But yeah, it would have been really fucking cool, in my opinion, if Blizzard did something like that. I don't think it's going to happen now, though. I don't see any reason for DKs to take center stage. It also does feel like Blizzard isn't really... Like, they've never... The only time Blizzard have ever truly excelled at telling class-based stories was in Legion with the class order rules. Prior to that, it's been very hit and miss. Like, when Blizzard does give sort of class-based... The only other time that I can think of where we got something akin to class-based storylines would have been with Legendaries back in the day, where it would be, it would be a class-based storyline, mainly because a lot of the old-school Legendaries could only be wielded by certain classes. So if it was a casting one, then only caster could use it, or like the Rogue Legendary, where only Rogue could use it. And that would be, like, somewhat class-based, as much as it could be, at least. But apart from that, Blizzard have never really seemed all that interested in utilizing their classes and the class stories that classes could tell. So hopefully they do that in the future, but I can't really talk about DKs in general, because I don't have that much of a clue about DKs. I'm a Warlock, and I care only about the Warlocks, really. What I know about the DKs is whatever happens with the Lich King and the Scourge and that storyline, not so much the individual storylines of DKs. I hope that answers the question. Thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate it. Morny, who's next? By the way, if you want to ask a question, simply jump into the Discord, ask your question in the Q&A channel, and then jump into the Q&A lobby if you want to ask it in voice. If not, simply ask your question and Morny will ask it on your behalf. All right, Morny, who's next?
Up next is one from Sithmerk, Digimerk. And first I wanted to say, if he, catches this later on YouTube or something, that I'm sorry to hear about his cousin passing away. And
Oh, shit.
hope to see him still in Discord. He said that he might go a little quiet for a while.
Can I quickly get some hearts in chat for Digit and his family for what they're going through right now? I'm putting chat on screen so Digit can see this when he watches this video on YouTube. Digit, all the love and thoughts are with you. It's never fun. So good luck, bro. And we're here if you want to talk, that. So yeah, there's all your hearts. Morny, what is Digit's question?
Okay, Digit's question has to deal with the greater threat that Zuval mentions as he's being defeated and his anima is leaking out. He's wondering if the greater threat mentioned is the actual Masters of Ajara, based on the following quote. My bargain with Ajara will yet bear fruit. The armies of Azeroth will fight her master, and he will line their streets with corpses. Now that's a quote that Sylvanas gave about her deal with Ajara. And one thing that I wanted to kind of add to this is, I think at the time the thought process was her master was N'Zoth, and in some sense we've already defeated him, but it could stand to reason that since she escaped and is currently going after whatever the heck she's doing, that her new masters may end up being the Void Lords, for all we know.
All right, so here's where things get interesting. When Sylvanas made that quote, when she said that, she should have already been well aware that Ajara is not actually working with N'Zoth. Ajara was never working with N'Zoth. Ajara was simply doing what N'Zoth wanted her to do and waiting for her moment to be free. When we finally freed Ajara, she escaped. She left, right? And she said that she is now going to claim the ultimate throne of power, whatever that throne may be. So it is entirely plausible that Ajara wasn't speaking about N'Zoth being the one that, Sylvanas wasn't speaking about N'Zoth, but perhaps Sylvanas didn't quite know that she wasn't speaking about N'Zoth. Ajara wouldn't have told Sylvanas that she is working against N'Zoth or actively seeking to get away from N'Zoth. Azara would probably have made reference to her master, simply accepting that Sylvanas would take that to mean N'Zoth. Even though...
because at that time, Azara was basically constantly monitored by N'Zoth.
Oh, yeah. N'Zoth would have known that she is trying to betray him, and he would not have stood for that. You could see that N'Zoth had his doubts about Azara in the cinematic, where he sort of grabs her and sort of puts her in her place, if that makes sense. N'Zoth always knew that Azara's heart wasn't with him. Her bargain with him was to stay alive. It was never going to be a long-term thing. Not on her side anyways. I'm not entirely sure what her long-term... Because we know that Azara is full-blown power-hungry. It's pretty much the only thing she gives a fuck about. Vladis Gaming, by the way, thanks for the first chat, dude. Really appreciate that. So, Kimi, I don't know. Are you on your phone? Because sometimes Prime subs can cause shit on phones. I'm not entirely sure, but I still appreciate the fact that you want to give me money. I'll take it. Yeah, Azara wants power. Now, Azara went from gaining as much power as she could potentially get from the Well of Eternity, then striking a deal with Sargeras in the hopes of unlocking even more power, and then finally striking a deal with N'Zoth to unlock even more power, but also to stay alive. So, Azara, first and foremost, the power level of Azara is fucking scary. There is, quite frankly, not a character in World of Warcraft that could possibly stand against Azara. Now, of course, players have plot armor, so we will find a way. But Azara was, before she aligned herself with Sargeras and before she became a prophet of N'Zoth, Azara was considered to be the most powerful mage that had ever lived. She's only gotten more powerful. So... make with that whatever the fuck you will. But yeah, Azara's quite powerful. Who she serves is an interesting thing, because she wouldn't necessarily want to serve N'Zoth, because N'Zoth is a child of the Void Lords. So she would want to serve the Void Lords, not N'Zoth. She would want to serve whatever is the ultimate power. I'm still kind of convinced that it's Sargeras. I don't know why, but I have this feeling that when Azara said that she's going to claim the ultimate throne of power, she was referring to the Pantheon. She and Sargeras is going to conquer the Pantheon, and then from there, she's going to exact her rule. Because Azara has one dream, one wish, that's it. She wants to be queen. And not only does she want to be queen of the elves or of the Naga, she wants to be queen of everything. She wants everyone to worship her. That's it. That is literally as deep as Azara goes. She doesn't have ulterior motives. She doesn't make any secret of her motives. She is the most pure bad guy on the planet, because that's what she wants. She wants to be queen. I don't know what that ultimate power would be, though, Digit. That is a very difficult question, because I still can't figure her out, considering how little we know about her. Especially post-Drownage. Pre-Drownage, we obviously have relatively decent idea of who she was and who she is. Post-Drownage, anyone's fucking guess. Post-Freedom, we don't even know where the fuck she went. She just left. Still not sure why we actually let her go so easily, and we've never actually tried to hunt her down or look for her or anything to that effect. Zukimi, by the way, thanks so much for Prime Sub. Really appreciate it. 20 months, part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you. Thank you. Demorthus, by the way, thanks for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate that. Moni, do you have something to add to that? Because I genuinely don't know how to answer it.
I'd say that they are, if they haven't already forgotten about her, I mean, like you mentioned with Scourge, They are saving her for another as another pocket villain to pull
Yeah.
out. The biggest problem is, yeah, pinning down her motives and the trying to like figure out who she's working for.
Yeah.
And the real answer is she's working for herself. She's never going to bow down to any of the forces. Like, even if a Void Lord would come along and give her almost everything she wanted,
Mm-hmm.
she'd still scoff at it because it would be technically still under someone else's rule. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be, she would not be queen, she would be queen by proxy,
Yeah.
and that's not good enough for her.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
what I'd like to
100%.
see is her amassing power through any means necessary to become basically just queen, more or less. Whatever that entails and whatever form that takes. I would like her to be seen as sort of a neutral enemy as far as like the cosmological forces are concerned, because
Yeah.
it seems like she has a concept and grasp over at least 3 of them now.
Yeah.
Initially it was Arcane, and then when she was summoning Sargeras and the Burning Legion, she got introduced to Fel.
Okay.
And then when she made that deal with N'Zoth and became the Queen of the Naga,
Yeah.
she was introduced to Void. So who knows? Maybe she's collecting knowledge on the other forces to master them as well.
I can see that. I just want to say, Zukimi, 5 community subs, growing the DJ Nation. Really appreciate that. I better see some fucking hearts in chat, so help me God, you degenerate cunts. Say thank you. You have some subs, you bastards. You have some subs. The DJ Nation is growing. I appreciate you. Thank you.
But yeah, that's my take on it.
Moni, I can grow file. Say thank you still though. Even though you don't have a fucking sub, say thank you still. You're waiting for OnlyFans? You're gonna wait a long ass fucking time for OnlyFans. I'm not getting my dick out on the internet, Tsukimi. I have decided that will not happen. I guess my only question would be, would we follow Azara as queen?
I don't know. She's kind of burnt every bridge now with her like fanaticism towards gaining power. Like, in her mind, she still thinks that everyone will just bow down to her majesty the minute she is in their presence, just because of the sort of glamour effect that she has.
Yeah.
Maybe she's looking to restore her night elven form, but I honestly believe that she's surpassed even the vanity of what she looks like, because it used to be a big thing for her. Her physical beauty was as much an enchantment as her actual power. But now, through her own just natural charisma, I believe that she could just enthrall people just as is, or even with just a whisper.
She is hot though, right? Like, if you're gonna choose a queen,
yeah,
may as well be her, you know. Because who else? Like, I mean, Anduin could technically be queen as well, I guess. But I mean, if you're gonna choose between Anduin as queen or Queen Azara as queen, who are you gonna choose? Obviously, Queen Azara.
Well, at least I know that Azara is going to do something besides whining for an expansion.
Also true. Perhaps we could find an official place for Anduin in the Court of Whining, but not as queen. Anduin should definitely be jester or some shit. And then Azara is queen. Sylvanas can be her wife, maybe. Like, that would be hot as fuck. Dude, I can build so many Rule 34 relationships out of that.
It's
that would
just
be
a
so cool.
shame what they've done to both Sylvanas and Anduin as far as characters. Like
Oh yeah.
they had him almost reaching a potential that might have met or exceeded the legacy of Varian, and then they just completely dropped the ball on that. And then,
Yep.
well, you and I both have the same opinion on what they do with Sylvanas being
Yep.
just complete garbage.
I mean, they're
But
not gonna.
yeah,
So they would never have created him in the image of Varian. They have
no.
a path for Anduin that is good and wholesome and honorable, and he doesn't do anything evil, unless of course he's mind controlled. In which case, sure. So Anduin is Anduin, but Anduin's sort of character arc is very similar to Varian's. Varian was captured by the Horde and forced to fight in their sort of gladiator pits for a really long time until he managed to finally get free and then reclaim the throne of Stormwind. And of course, Varian was fucking badass after that. In some ways, Anduin is having the same sort of character arc. So maybe we get a really cool Anduin coming out of the Maw whenever he does decide to come out.
I really hope so, because he is basically getting built up as this paragon of the light. Like,
Yeah.
the light is basically just letting him do what he wants with their power. Like,
Yep.
I'd say at this point, he honestly, if he would apply himself, would surpass not just Velen, but Turalyon as well. I still think that.
Oh yeah, probably.
I think Velen's probably stronger in the light than Turalyon, but Turalyon's much more zealous, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like he has all this power at his fingertips, and he doesn't do anything with it. He either doesn't realize the potential that he has, or maybe they just haven't shown that he's, like, secretly afraid of what happens if he lets loose.
I think it's a little bit of both. When it comes to the Velen thing, 100% Velen is probably more powerful than Turalyon, but Velen is sort of what you want users of the light to be. Insofar as Velen uses the light does not use Velen. Velen is still very much like Velen, very clearly, you can see has learned from his history. He doesn't allow any power outside of himself to rule him. He makes the rules and the light simply serves him. Turalyon, on the other hand, appears to be the kind of character that would be ruled by the light. And I can see Turalyon sort of becoming very fanatical as a result of the light and what the light ultimately wants. Anyways, I really appreciate the question. Really, really cool question there. Morny, I think we have time for one more question.
Which is good, because we've got somebody in the lobby.
Oh,
so
shit.
I will pull them up.
All right, here we go. Vladis, how you doing, brother?
Oh, hello. How you doing?
Very good in you, bro.
Oh, I'm actually working right now. I get to watch your live streams while I work, but I've never been a participant, so I'm actually kind of excited.
Oh, we're very happy to have you here, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. What's your question?
What's your question?
Can it be something out of a lore question?
Yeah, it can be literally anything.
Okay. So I've been a WoW Andy for almost 15 years.
All right.
World of Warcraft to me was a very, very special MMO for me, and life-changing. A lot of friends that I've made from there. And then I think, especially with all of the recent allegations, stuff like that, I didn't really quit because of that. Yeah. I honestly just quit because the game loops didn't keep me interested anymore. Yeah. With everything that Dragonflight is doing, I feel like they are doing a lot of stuff right, but for me, I don't think that's enough for me to come back. Like, I feel that I used to feel like the sink cost fallacy for me hit me so hard.
Yep.
You put 15 years into a game, you don't want to lose all the progress, the characters, the transmog, the mounts, like everything. Mm-hmm. But now I just kind of see it as like, I don't regret my time. I enjoyed the time that I have, but I think it is time for me to move on. And I guess my question to you is like, do you feel like a lot of players are kind of like me in a sense?
I get the
of why
sense. Yeah.
or no, go ahead. Sorry.
No. You can finish.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, because I know there has been a lot of people quitting retail, and I know there's a lot more people playing Wrath.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've actually been playing recently with my wife. She's never played an MMO, so we've actually been leveling a character together. Never thought I would actually play World of Warcraft with my wife.
Is she
So
enjoying it, by the way?
She really is. She really
nice.
is. So it's because we're kind of getting ready for Ashes of Creation. That's going to be a game that we're going to play together.
Yep.
But I didn't want her to go into that game without having some kind of a knowledge first in playing an MMO. And I felt Classic was a very good way to get her started.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you're going to sort of prepare someone for... Because Ashes of Creation, whilst a new MMO, is very much a return to the almost pre-WoW era of what MMOs used to be. So yeah, I can absolutely see that being decent preparation, albeit nowhere near as grindy as Ashes of Creation is probably going to be, because it's designed to be that, But okay, so first of all, I was very, very happy to hear that you and your wife have found a game that you enjoy. I'm even more happy that it's my favorite expansion of all time that you guys are enjoying together. And I'm like you, right? I also started right at the end of vanilla, playing World of Warcraft, played all of TBC, and since then, the only expansion that I missed was Mist of Pandaria, where I only played like the first 6 months and the last 6 months of the expansion. But since I've always played WoW, I've always loved it, and like you, I sort of quit, although I quit before the allegations even started. And then when the allegations happened, that was the moment that I sort of unsubbed from the game. And I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not giving this company any more money. For me, it was just the allegations that pushed me to the gameplay made me quit long beforehand. So your first part of the question, do I think other players are sort of in the same boat? Not all, right? There's definitely still a very... I say very, a large-ish contingent of players that either because of addiction or because they've just never played anything else will play WoW regardless of what Blizzard does or doesn't do. You know this because people were still playing Shadowlands even though there was a 9-month drought. People were still playing.
Right.
Because what else were they going to do? They don't play any other games. And this is sort of the brilliant thing that Blizzard did, if you would allow me to just sort of digress a little.
Sure.
World of Warcraft managed to turn so many non-gamers into gamers, but they're not really gamers. They're wowers. They play WoW. They've never played anything else. I know this because I used to be in a guild with a girl, and one night we were talking sort of all in the, like, we were all in this was back in Mumble days, right? So we're all on Mumble, and I had a problem logging into Steam, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck's wrong. It just won't let me log in. And this girl's like, what's Steam? I'm like, what? Like, how the fuck do you not know what Steam is? And she said, I don't know what it is. I'm like, well, it's where all the games are. What are you talking about? Like, how can you play games and you don't know what Steam is? And she's like, is WoW on there? I'm like, no. Why would WoW? Like, what are you? And she's like, no, I only play WoW. She's never played anything else. That's the only game she plays. And I've met a couple of other people in my years of playing this game that just they don't play anything else. So for them, this is the game, and they're always going to be playing it. But I do think that you said something that I fucking loved, and it's something that I've been trying to drive home. Time spent enjoying yourself is never going to be time wasted. There is no sunk cost fallacy. There is no sunk cost there. When you were playing the game, you were having the time of your life. But times change, and we move on.
Insert Garrosh meme here.
Yeah, insert Garrosh. And I think for a lot of people, it have sort of reached that point where they're starting to ask themselves, is it worth all the hours that I'm putting into it? Because WoW does take a lot of time. It's a very time heavy game, times sort of intensive game. And I think a lot of people are sort of at that point where they're going, dude, is this worth it? Is this what I want to put my time into? Especially considering the fact that it doesn't seem like my time is being respected. And now, you know, Dragonflight seems to be doing all the right things, as you said yourself.
For sure. I don't wish WoW ill. I really
Yeah.
don't. I think a lot of the times, like, people like to shit on WoW for a lot of different reasons that are also probably completely valid. But I do enjoy the game. I mean, it kind of, not saying it made me the person I am today, but when it comes to the gaming side of me, it really did.
Yeah.
And I do want the game to get better. I just feel like, you know, being 15 years into the game, just like you have, right? We've seen the ups, we've seen the very far downs.
Yep.
And, you know, I might try it maybe at the end of Dragonflight when they've proven themselves, for patch after patch of constantly listening to the players and not having this tug of war
Yeah.
of systems that you're supposed to quote unquote have fun in when it's not. And
Yeah.
I just refuse to get on that treadmill again. But I really wish people that play the game well, I want Dragonflight to be as best as it can be. But
Yeah.
I just feel like, for me personally, I feel like my time has kind of set. And I'm just looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to the right MMO. I'm looking forward to Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to any new MMO that comes out, because you know, just like you, I love MMOs. I love the genre, and I want the genre to get healthy. I don't want this pay to win or severe pay to convenience to keep going. And there needs to be something that changes in that.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit different there than where you are. On the one hand, I do want WoW to do well, mainly because I believe competition is everything. I don't want Final Fantasy to be the new MMO that everyone flocks to, because if it is, it's literally going to be World of Warcraft in 10 years from now, right? It's going to do the same things, because as soon as they run out of anyone to compete with, they're going to start becoming scumbags, and they're probably going to replace Yoshi P because he doesn't want them to be scumbags, and they're going to put someone in there that doesn't have a problem with being a scumbag, right? Because at the end of the day, all of these companies care only for money. That's all they're there to make. But that's exactly the other side of the coin for me when it comes to Blizzard. I do sort of want Blizzard to get that wake-up call, because I don't think they're there yet, especially considering Diablo Immortal and that launch. That was just absolutely disgusting. Considering now with the Overwatch 2 shit that they're pulling, I mean, it's bad enough that they're calling it Overwatch 2 when... So, I told you guys in the beginning of the stream that I've been reading 1984, and I can't help it. Whenever I read anything, even when it's real life stuff, I always take it back to gaming. Like, I just find these examples of how shit is happening in gaming. There's this concept that Winston in 1984 speaks about so often. It's called doublespeak, right? And the idea behind doublespeak is to hold two conflicting notions within your head at the exact same time. So, say, for example, you said wet fire.
Right.
We know that those two ideas cannot coexist. Fire is not wet, and wet can't really be fire. Of course, you could get into the weeds here and say, well, oil could be on fire and that would be wet fire. But we're talking about, you know, sort of more primitive level, right? Argumentation here. That's exactly what something like Overwatch 2 is. Every single person with half a fucking brain can look at Overwatch 2 and we all know that's Overwatch 1. Like, we all fucking know that is Overwatch 1. Right? It's not Overwatch 2, it is Overwatch 1. But because Blizzard have said that it's Overwatch 2, we now find ways of defending it. Well, actually, it's got a whole new PvE campaign. It's like, well, dude, that's called a fucking DLC, right? That's not, like, what are you talking about? It's still just Overwatch 1, just with a PvE DLC. They're just calling it Overwatch 2. And now they've gone even further. And I know exactly why they've done this. Blizzard made a promise in their advertisements and in the selling of Overwatch 1 where they said that champions will always be free for everyone. Like, you'll just be able to play all the champions that they have in the game. Overwatch 2 have announced now that all new champions will be coming with the Battle Pass. So you're going to have to pay in order to get these new champions. It's a way for them to say, well, we didn't lie, because this is Overwatch 2, right? And Overwatch 2, the champions aren't for free, so go fuck yourself. That's the level of company that we're dealing with. And I do think that they are not going to wake up until the game is in the shitter. Until the game is so fucked that they look around them and they start looking at the companies that is still making money, and they realize that what are they doing that we aren't? And suddenly that realization comes, well, they're just focusing on good gameplay. They're not trying to make every last cent out of their player base. They're not trying to milk their player base for everything that they're worth. They're just making a really good game. And the people want to play that really good game because it's a really good game. And that's why they're making money. It's a gamble, of course, right? Because Bobby Kotick very easily say, well, fuck it, end it, let's make another mobile game.
Well, and someone in chat mentioned about, they need to just make a WoW 2, and I've always been against that notion because, again, this is the same team that's ruined WoW. Why would you want them to make a WoW 2 with better graphics when inherently they're going to make the same mistakes? I feel like they need to completely hire like outside people and literally build something from the ground up and take their time. I think time is the thing that companies are never allowed because of money and shareholders and corporate interests. And the thing is, MMOs do take a lot of time to make. I mean, I've been following Ashes now for probably going on 3 years. And, I've always advocated, let them take their time, don't rush them. Look at New World. New World people were saying even in the beta like 3 or 4 months before oh yeah, the game's ready. Clearly it was not ready. Just because you can bake a chicken in the oven for 7 minutes doesn't mean that it's going to be ready in 7 minutes. And I think a lot of MMOs face that, and it's so sad because New World now I think is a lot better. Could you imagine if we've been in beta since then and all the progress they've made? It's a lot of really, really good progress. But you can never get the first experience again. And that I think has been the biggest issue.
True. That is so true. It's one of the reasons I haven't gotten back into New World. Rurikon asked me last week, do I want to try New World again? And I was sort of like, yeah, I'll probably give it a go. But, no matter how many times people tell me, oh, it's so much better now. I'm like, dude, I remember when I first logged into it and it had so much promise and it fell so flat. I don't know if I'm ever going to get over that. I'm not so desperate for an MMO that I need to rehash failed fucking MMOs, right? I could play a bunch of other games that's just as good, if not better. I will say, though, you mentioned something there that it's a real big gripe of mine. I think mainly because I am a capitalist in the most real and pure sense. I believe in the free market. I believe that it is the only thing that leads to human happiness. But there are things that I don't like within the capitalist market, and I'm not entirely sure if these things are sort of baked into it. So if you have capitalism, there's no way of not having that, or if it is a symptom of corporatism as capitalism gets corrupted. But something like the stock market to me seems to be so anti-consumer, because take Tesla as an example, right? The Tesla share price does not reflect the actual value of the company in any way, shape, or form. It just doesn't. Tesla as a company don't make enough cars to even justify that share price by a fraction of what the share price is. And yet, those shares are astronomical, and it allows the company to make so much more profits because people are buying into this company at incredibly inflated prices. Let's look at Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard's stock price, when I last looked, I could probably check it again quickly, but last time I checked, it was like $80-something, like maybe just shy of $80. And this for a company that prior to Diablo Immortal hadn't had a game in 6 fucking years. It's $77 right now. It's sort of been falling over the last day, but it's still climbing. $77 that it's now for a share. It does not, this company does not deserve that share price. But because they know this is where their money comes from, considering the fact that prior to Diablo Immortal, they haven't had a single successful launch of a game in almost 6 fucking years. And the share price is 77 fucking dollars. Something's wrong. Like, the incentives are fucked. If you're a gaming company, you should be incentivized to make video games, right? So if you're a video game company, but you're not actually making video games, then what the fuck are you?
No, right. I mean, and it kind of reeks with Dragonflight to me, because I don't think anyone expected Dragonflight to be out by the end of the year. When they unveiled that information, everybody was shocked. Like, we were thinking March or April, like, take your time, you know. I mean, the game is okay now, but we don't want the next expansion to feel rushed, to feel like it needs more time in the oven. But again, when I heard that, it did make sense in a corporate sense, right? Because they want to make their end of year and come out with a bang, have all the pre-sales and all that other stuff. And that's what it feels like. And that's why I just can't anymore. I can't defend. I can't be excited about it because it just feels so corporate at the end of the day and not in the best interest of the players.
Yeah, that's exactly my point, right? When game companies become far more obsessed or fixated on making the shareholders happy than what they are on actually making good video games, we have a problem. And it doesn't seem obvious to me that that problem can be solved so long as there is something like a stock market in its current form. I'm not against the stock market as a whole, but I do think that the only people that should be able to own stocks in a company should probably be people that have a vested interest in said company. Or at least, you know, something like CD Projekt Red, where the only people that's allowed to sit on the board of directors are gamers, right? So they don't actually allow people to own majority shares unless they are in and of themselves gamers and game developers. Or take Valve, for example, a wholly privately owned company, and Gabe Newell have said straight up he will never list his company because he doesn't need a bunch of suits that don't know nothing about video games telling him to make the next Half-Life or else, right? And yeah, sure. I think you're making a very responsible decision here in saying, look, Blizzard, you fucked me over, right? You have destroyed whatever goodwill you've had with me have been completely erased now. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait. I also don't, by the way, agree with these people that just go, no, fuck WoW, it's dead to me, I'll never play it again. I've uninstalled it and that's it. Because they're not it's not it, right? They're going to go back at some point.
For sure.
You know, so it is sort of, I like your approach more in saying, I'll wait. And you know what? If by like the end or the middle of Dragonflight, if I watch an Accolon video and I see Accolon loves this game now and he's sort of saying everything's great now, and maybe I see Asmongold talking about the game and he loves it and so on, then maybe I'll get back, you know, and maybe I'll give it another go. I think that's a great mindset to have. It is that sort of mindset of prove to me that you deserve my money. Otherwise, I'll take it somewhere else.
And Asmongold said this too. Like, I remember him talking about the whole allegiance with, you know, kind of the tribalism in MMOs. It's like, I've been a WoW Andy for so long. Like, I like WoW, but you know, at the same time, like when it comes to like drinks, right? He drinks Dr. Pepper, but he also drinks Pepsi. He doesn't have an allegiance just with Dr. Pepper, and every other drink is garbage. It's like, but you have that sort of tribalism with MMO players, right? Like, I don't mind playing 3 or 4 different MMOs, but I think right now the MMO landscape isn't as great, and I already played all of Final Fantasy, so I have to kind of wait on that kind of content for me. But I don't know, I just want the MMO genre to be healthy again, and I would love like a great story. Y'all were talking about Queen Azara. Man, like WoW had such great lore, and just over the years it's just gone into some wacky days of our lives that no one cares about. And for me, like who is interested in lore, I'm just not even interested in that aspect anymore, like at all.
I can absolutely see that, and I see people in chat absolutely agreeing with it as well. Like the Morthus just said there, it's understandable to be cautiously optimistic, but not as invested as once before. I think everyone sort of feels that right now. I'm I'm aware of the fact that I have my own bubble, right, that exists here. Most of the people that watch me either watch for Warhammer, or it's people that used to like WoW and like when I rant and sort of get very anti-Blizzard, so they get really happy whenever I do that. So I recognize that this is my own bubble, but I do think that there is a sort of inherent harm from people who pretend like nothing is wrong, right? Who basically walk around praising Blizzard as if Blizzard have done nothing wrong, as if all is forgiven. And I sort of feel like I don't know if that's the best way to approach it. I think.
Well,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I completely agree with you. That was actually one of the main reasons why I left World of Warcraft, because of the positive toxicity, or also the bipolar opposite, the negative toxicity of like the game's dead, you're an idiot for playing, or just whatever, and everybody's just at this very emotional point, right, of being on one side of the fence or completely on the other side, and it's just this war that's literally going on. It's a better war than Horde versus Alliance, but either way, it's a war nonetheless, and I think no one's going to be the winner in that. And
No.
I just personally choose just to walk away and just reassess, because I think honestly there could be a lot of good in the community once we get positive patch after positive patch after after an Ian interview, and that's really positive, another Ian interview that's really positive. I think that for almost 2 years the player base can get almost, I'm not saying like not for like Final Fantasy, because I think that's a little too positive sometimes, but I mean it can just get better, and I think that's where I think the players want, I think that's where the devs at Blizzard want, it's what we all want. I think again it's just a matter of them proving themselves, and once they can prove themselves multiple times, maybe I'll come back. So but I really appreciate your content, Algon. I think you're a great content creator. I've watched you for many years.
Thank you.
You're literally like such a good, passionate dude, and that's why I watch you, because your passion. Even when you rant on stuff, you only rant because of your passion. So I appreciate that as a viewer.
I mean, I like getting annoyed. Thank you very much for the kind words. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I think it's a healthy outlook. And I think you're absolutely correct. Vladis, thanks for the follow also, by the way.
I should have done that a long time ago, sorry.
But no, I think it's a healthy outlook. I think with the Final Fantasy being too positive and WoW being too negative, it's sort of like human, right? Human beings will almost always go too far to fucking one side. It's very difficult to find equilibrium. The only thing that I sort of hold on to is the fact that I think there's a great many people that is very silent in their discontent or in their neutrality. They don't make a lot of noise, but they're there, and they're sort of they're doing whatever they want to do, and they're not really allowing anyone to get to them on either side of the debate. But let's wait and see. I promise to remain as honest as possible about it. I'm gonna play it because I have to. It's my fucking job, and believe you me, the second I run into anything in Dragonflight that I go, that's bullshit, I'm gonna call it out, right? I'm gonna be like, nope, that is fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Just had a 2.5 hour discussion with Rurikon on the podcast last week, where we sort of discussed the new gearing thing, like the open world gearing thing that Blizzard have. Where I'm not entirely sure. I'm a bit cautious about that, because it seems like they're making it take way longer than what it's actually supposed to take. It, like, at first I was like, this is fine, I don't see a problem with it, and then you sort of dove into it, and it's gonna take weeks just to unlock bracers, for example, with the new, like, the gearing system that they have there. So yeah, it sort of feels like Blizzard is still into this whole engagement metric or engagement minded philosophy, where it's all about the engagement, and we don't really give a fuck whether or not the player is having fun as long as they're engaged with our game. And I've never understood that. I've never understood that mindset, because as far as I'm concerned, if you really want to get me engaged, you make a fun game. That's all I need. Like, I will be super engaged if I'm having fun. You don't need to force me to fucking play a video game. It's like, masturbation have been the same for thousands and thousands of years. No one needs to force anyone to fucking masturbate. They'll do that shit just for free because it's fun, Blizzard just needs to fucking realize that. Just make your game as fun as masturbation. You've got yourself a good fucking time. Anyways, I appreciate the question. I appreciate the discussion, Vladek. This was super fun. So thank you for a really cool way of ending the stream.
Oh wow! Well, thank you so much again. You're awesome, man. I always love watching you.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, dude. Take care of yourself, man.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Peace. Points gone. Masturbate now. Evans, you disgusting fuck. I will not be doing it on Twitch, but right after this on Pornhub. I wanted to do the whole, what's that fucking weeaboo thing? The K-pop people do it the whole time. Is it that? Some shit like that. I don't know. I think it's something like that. I think it means something like love you or some shit. I don't know why this is love you though. But, whatever the fuck it is. What I want to know from you guys before I leave the stream, aside from cringe. But what I do want to ask you guys, before I go, if you haven't watched the new video yet, please go watch it. And then on Discord, let me know what you thought of it. I spent so many hours editing that shit. Like, so many fucking hours editing it. And I just want to know if it's worth the amount of time that I put into it. Did I make mistakes somewhere? Can I fix certain things in that edit? Because it's 6 fucking hours. If that video doesn't do reasonably better than all of the other videos, it's not worth it to spend that much time fucking editing. Especially considering like what I spend time on. But it is an experiment, which is why I would really fucking love to get some feedback from you guys. So let me know, please. Go-Kart, I appreciate that. First coffee echo, then I can watch. Yeah, of course. Watch whenever you can. You don't have to be like, don't feel forced. Just whenever you do watch it, give me some feedback. Just in Discord, just tag me. Just add Akalon and just let me know. Oh yeah, dude, your voice really fucking annoying. Don't speak so much in the videos. Or whatever. I don't know what your fucking complaints may or may not be, but I would really love to hear them. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with us. For those of you that thought, oh my god, this is such a short stream, it's the Q&A. Yes, it's the Galacron video, Mr. Demuria. It's the Q&A. It's supposed to be happening on YouTube, but I would also like to know about this from you guys. Like, do you prefer the Q&As to happening over on Twitch? Or do you like them on YouTube? It's really up to you. Let me know that too, I guess. Wherever the fuck you want to let me know, that's fine. I'll be back tomorrow for proper live stream. I don't know what time. Let me check. When's my power off? The reason there's no schedule for this week is because the schedule changes the whole time due to load shedding. So me making a schedule would be a fucking waste of time. So my power is off now in about 2 hours. My power's gonna be off, but then tomorrow, so Wednesday, my power is gonna be off. Okay, so I think we're gonna have a short stream tomorrow as well, sadly. Because my power is off tomorrow from 10 to 12, and then from 2 to 4, and then from 10 to 12 again in the evening. So it sort of makes it impossible. So we'll probably start streaming at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. And then we'll stream for 3, maybe 4 hours. And then, yeah, before the power goes off again. We'll see if it's Hal Reach Day. It all depends on my load shedding right now, dude. Like, load shedding is literally, I'm going to live my life based on the fucking load shedding schedule. And that means our streaming is based on the load shedding schedule. Sucks, but that's life. I can only do what my government allows me to do. And it doesn't allow me to do much right now. Anyways, fuck. I've said anyway so many times now, you guys must be annoyed with me already. Who do you want to raid? Is there anyone live that you guys want to raid? Oh shit, Mr. GM is live. Actually, fuck it. Rurikon is live. Let's go say hello to Rurikon. I just saw that he's live, so we'll go say hello to him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go say hello to Rurikon. If you don't know who he is, we do a podcast together every single week over on his second channel. He's playing New World at the moment, so even if you don't want to see New World, just go say hello. You know, that's all you really need to do. I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for spending your afternoon, your evening, your morning with me. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Be kind to each other. Be good to each other. And I will see all of you tomorrow afternoon. Peace out, fam.
Down. You want them to find us?